to Tuesday night movie night number 3, and it is very cold today, but we have the fire on and it's starting to warm up, but I'm keeping my scarf on because it is a little bit chilly. It's now the, what's the date? 20th of October, that's the date. So it's coming up to Halloween. Halloween is going to be, is it next Saturday? Today's obviously Tuesday. Anyway, so obviously again, it's my mum's pick. It's a bit of a theme going on with this time. She's the only one been picking, but it's only the 3rd week, so you know, we'll let her off. And I think we're going to make some flapjacks and all that good stuff, but mostly I'm most excited to see what's going to be picked out of this picking pot. So now let's see what our mum's going to be adding into the picking pot, then we'll look at what's actually in the picking pot, and then we'll pick, and then we'll bake, and then we'll watch, and you know, da-da-da. So anyway, let's see what she's picked to add in this week. Okay, what are you putting in the picking pot this week?
Right, this week, a bit of a deviation. I'm putting in the Perfect Storm. The Perfect Storm. I've never seen it, so it's new to me.
I've never seen it either.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it. It's been on my shelf of things to watch for a few years, I'm sure. I really think I think it's got good reviews, and it's a bit of a...
But you like boating.
I do like boating.
Is that not scary?
Yes. That is the thing. I think this is possibly why I haven't watched it, because I like to go out sailing, and obviously if there's a movie about traumatic events at sea, you really don't want to think about these things. But the thing is, it's a film.
Yeah. Well, then again, as well, you're not sailing right across massive seas.
Storm, no. I can tell the difference between reality and a film as well, so hopefully it won't scare me too much.
But yes, that's another interesting pick from you.
So there it is. I've written it out on my paper.
The Perfect Storm. Okay, so let's add that in. Let's see what's in the picking pot already. Okay, so in the picking pot we have my pick Ride, which again is in this little case. The Age of Adeline. And then my mum's picks are Close Encounters, and of course the one she just added in, The Perfect Storm. And then our joint pick is When the Wind Blows. So now, if you put it in the picking pot,
no, it's here. I'm just
going to put it in. I'm going to shake it up, because you know what happened last week. Even though we actually did shake it up anyway. Now I'll give it an extra shake for good luck. Okay. So, are you ready to pick?
I'll hold it while
you hold it outside.
Click the front.
Need a lot of strength. Okay, are you ready?
I'm going to close my eyes.
Pick us a movie. Dun dun dun. Anyone?
I'm nervous.
Sure, pick again. We think it might be fixed.
I know. I'm really nervous.
No, don't mind. You've got good choices in there. I'm looking forward to both.
No, I've just picked the first one. My finger touched.
First one your finger touched. What is it?
I don't know. I'm so nervous.
When the Wind Blows! Yay! It's our joint pick.
Yeah, so that means next week, tomorrow. Next week we get to pick one that we both want to put in. Wonderful.
Yeah, and so here it is, When the Wind Blows.
Yeah, and that's your wild card.
My wild card for my birthday, so yay. And we've been wanting to watch this one for ages. And we've both not seen it.
No, we've both not
seen it.
Yay,
okay, so this is the one we're going to be watching, and then we'll let you know how it is. But obviously we're going to go bake some brownies first. But no, not brownies, flapjacks. Flapjacks. So anyway, When the Wind Blows, joint pick. Okay, so we're just a little bit into the movie now, and we have the fire going, and now we're going to go make the flapjacks. Also, look at these cushions. See, there's the man. He's hand-drawn. I think the cushions and other things are real, like, material, rather than they're not drawn. They're like something different. sounds really romantic. Okay, so we've cut up the flapjacks. Now I'm just going to let them cool a little bit and then we'll eat a flapjack. Watching When the Wind Blows, and we actually had to stop. We've made a coffee, had a flapjack, 'cause it was actually very stressful of a film, and it was definitely one of those depressing, gotta think about it films. Don't watch it like on a like a yeah, like if you're having a bad day, don't put it on, or maybe like if you're just trying to relax, don't put it on. But otherwise, you know, but basically it's a movie. And it was, well, basically it's originally a book written by the man who wrote The Snowman, which we all know is quite depressing as well, you know. And it was in 1980, what did I say, 1987, yeah. It says on the box, on the back. And it's kind of about Raymond Briggs, that's it. Oh, the box is right next to me as well. About the Cold War. And it's about these two little old people and this pamphlet that they get saying, you know, you should do this and you should do this and we advise this, blah, blah, blah. And like all the newscasts and stuff. And it went in a direction that I didn't expect it to go in. It started off and it was quite funny, and the little old people are really funny and sweet, and it made me laugh a few times, but then it did get quite dark and like, ooh, and it was like such a weird impact of a film, and it's one of those films where you kind of couldn't really look away and take your eyes off. Like, you couldn't just paused it and gone for a ponder. I mean, we did actually towards the beginning, but like as it got more into it, you wouldn't just be like, let's you know, you wouldn't pause it and go to bed, or you know, sometimes you can do that in films. This is one that I think you'd have to, you know, watch through. You're like, you know, what's and it's not too long of a film either. I think it's like 18 minutes. But I don't really know what to say, but I'd give it 4. That's what I'm going to say right away. I give it 4. It's a hard film to rate, and I think that it did have such like an impact, but maybe it was a bit too, it was so kind of one way. I don't think I'd give it more than 4, but I do think it was an impactful film. It reminded me a little bit of Grave of the Fireflies, which is a Studio Ghibli film, which was about, well, it was kind of completely different, but it just had that same kind of memory in my mind, because one as well, it's a hand-drawn animation, and it was about the World War II, but in Japan. And these two children trying to get through the war and how they were trying to survive and stuff like that. So it was a little bit different, but it was kind of that depressing, you don't really know what to think, but it's kind of impactful type of film, so it's hard to give a thing to. But no, I definitely think, you know, it's an interesting watch. It's very different than nearly anything I've seen. The actual film itself, though, was hand-drawn animation with kind of different mediums in. Like, it had some real skies and some fabrics, which you saw when I showed you the pillows, the cushions or whatever, and also like, you know, some of the like what do you call them, cabinets were wood and stuff, so it wasn't just all animation. It was actually really cool how it was done. So I really liked that, and it had some kind of, just swap hands, it had some kind of like news clips in, you know, from that time, a few little black and white clips and stuff, and yeah, so that was really cool. But again, I want to know what my mum's going to say about it. So like I say, I would give it 4. I kind of thought about my rating whilst watching it, because I thought I'm going to have to think about this. So I kind of kept it in my mind. It's like, you know, what would I give this film? And yada yada yada. But I don't want to give too much away, because I didn't know masses going into it. I just kind of knew that, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go into this film. I didn't know too much, and it kind of really surprised and shocked me. So anyway, let's see what my mum thought. Okay, what did you think of When the Wind Blows?
Oh, well, it was different. Unusual. Thought-provoking. Macabre. Funny. All of those things, all at the same time. I liked the animation of it, and I liked the story. It was written in the 80s, and I don't think I would have liked to have watched it in the 80s.
No, I just said that when we talked about after. I wouldn't like to watch it just after.
No, and
it would have been extra stressful.
About when there was a Cold War going on between Britain and America and Russia.
But the thing is as well, some of the bits at the beginning you got because you remember the Cold War.
This is the thing. I can remember when they did make leaflets, and there was that thing where on the radio they told you about this. Woo! You'd get this thing if there was going to be that air attack warning thing, and there was actually things happening in the 80s where they were talking about what we would have. You'd have to build a nuclear fallout shelter. You'd have to make sure you've got loads of tins in stock and bottled water. So it was a thing that was in the back of my mind. I can remember these things going on somewhere. There will have been a government department that made these leaflets and council directives, and it's funny because James, it's James and Hilda, I think, or something. So they're talking about, well, it says in the government directive, but there's got two. They've got the government directive and they've got the county council one, and they're slightly different, and they're arguing about which one's going to be the right one, the right way to go about it. Should they leave up the curtains, or should they paint the windows white, and all these things, and you can't imagine. But they actually, the funny thing is, the old people, I do actually know old people like that. Now, I know I could actually point to quite a few old people who would be saying those exact same things if something like that came through the door today. So it's fun. It's funny and very, very not funny at the same time, which is weird. The music was there's songs in it by David Bowie, and the music's by Roger Waters. So they had some very, high-end people collaborating in it with whoever did all the drawings and everything. So it must have had a lot of put into it in the 80s. It wasn't just like a little cartoon type
Yeah, it's
thing.
not even a little short, like with the snowman is other.
But I can't remember it in the 80s. I really can't remember it. So whether it was ever on at the cinema or whether it was just something that came out and went onto the TV, I do not know. It's a difficult one to say whether people should watch it.
I was just about to ask you, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I don't know. Certain people I would say watch it to, but certain people I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think if you're of a nervous disposition you should watch it really, and obviously it's not tongue in cheek. That's not the right way to put it. It's how it says about they say get in a paper bag. I mean, all these things would be totally and utterly useless. They say some ridiculous things that people take on board, and this is how bizarre these situations are when there's strange things that you don't understand going on, because obviously it was all new, and they talk about things like, they try and talk about computers, but they don't even know what they are. They kept calling them the wrong thing and things like that because everything was so new. So it's I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's one to say, oh, everybody should watch it. I think it'll be a good one to have on in schools if they're learning about history. I think teenagers, in a history lesson, it's really useful because it could bring out a lot of discussion points. Yes, so that's good.
But not for elderly people, do you know?
No, I don't think you should give it to your granny to watch. Definitely not. And I'm struggling with how much.
I know, that's that next question I was going to say. What are you going to?
I'm struggling with that. I really am.
What are you kind of between around about?
Well, to be honest, half of me wants to do like you and give it a really high score, and half of me thinks it's so macabre that I should give it a low score because it could frighten people, so it could have frightened people.
Did you find it a bit stressful? I did find it a bit stressful.
You did, didn't you?
Did you not find it stressful at all?
No.
Even I found the rat bit a bit distressing.
No, I found that stressful.
I found that stressful. I've not even got a problem with rats.
No, I found that bit stressful. But the thing is, it does make you. I think I've got to give it. I'm going to give it 3.5. I'm not going to give it 4.
Typical.
But it does make,
because it has an impact on you,
an emotion. It does. It actually gives you an emotion, and it's sort of like, it gives you an array of emotions through it.
And not every film can do that much.
No, it's an extremely good film for portraying
what it's.
Pardon?
What it's trying to portray, isn't it? About the
craziness of war, basically. But
so you're giving it a 3.5, and you enjoyed it.
3.5. I enjoyed it. It's definitely an unusual film, and quite.
And it was good that we watched it together, so we could discuss with it.
Yes.
So I think that was good. I think watched on my own. No.
I wouldn't have liked to think that you said.
No.
It's a funny one because, like I say, I buy these. I mean, I bought you this film not because I want you to be depressed at all, because I know that you're interested in the medium of all film, and I think sometimes, stepping out of your standard.
Yeah, it's good to have a little quirky, different one, isn't it? That we can be like, ooh.
And I know that you'll take from it. So the thing is, I've just rendered me speechless.
But anyway, we've got your thoughts. So
yeah.
But yeah, so overall we both enjoy seems to be the wrong word. Well, we did enjoy. I don't know what the word is. But we're both glad that we watched it, and it was definitely an interesting watch. And like I said, I'm glad that we watched it together so we can kind of discuss it and always be like, oh, do you remember when we watched When the Wind Blows? And I also have the comic book, graphic book of it, so I'm definitely interested to read it and look through that, but I'm not going to do it straight after because I've done that before with things, read the book and then watch the movie straight after, then they kind of start to merge together in your mind, so I'm probably going to wait a couple of weeks. I don't want to wait too long from watching it and then kind of look through and see what the differences are, so I think that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, so it was definitely a really surprising film, and I think the way that the film was put together though, in terms of the animation, like I say, and there were so many little details that you really notice, which we were kind of discussing, which I can't tell you too much because I don't want to ruin it. But as the film progresses, there's these little details that you start to notice that definitely make a big impact. So I think, if you're interested in animation and anything like that, this is definitely worth a watch from a media point of view, because they incorporate so many different things into this film. So if you're kind of interested in media and film itself, I would definitely recommend this. I've never really seen an animation like this one before, because like I say, they've got real objects in there as well, and then some kind of, it's really weird how it's kind of incorporated with them as well. I don't know, it's really cool. But anyway, that is it for this week's Tuesday Night Movie Night. What an interesting one, and next week we'll be back. So yeah, thumbs up if you enjoyed Tuesday Night Movie Night. This is the third one, and we'll see you then. Goodbye!